One of the biggest problems that I've noticed today that I really didn't have to deal with growing up was school shootings. You know, the term, I'm going to go postal, or damn, he went postal last week. That's because that's where this all originated from. Postal workers were going into post offices and going ballistic, committing mass murder, and it was because they got fired or something went wrong at the workplace. So that's where that came from. But, it's just a frightening thing, how almost every other day we're hearing about school shootings. So if you're a parent today or a grandparent and, you have a youngster that's in school, it's frightening. How do you educate? What's the answer? Do you do homeschooling? What's the price to that? Not just monetarily speaking, but I'm talking emotional, social. What is the overall cost in doing homeschooling? The isolation versus having a child in public school system where he or she can make friends and learn other skills, coping skills, social skills, all these different skills that may not necessarily be able to be learned individually. There's a lot of pros and cons, but there's nothing worth risking the life of a child, obviously. And it differs, It differs than the terrorist attacks, the countless terrorist attacks that happen. We're always hearing about on the news. Terrorist attack, mass murders, school shootings. Oh, there's a totally different psychological makeup for each of these type of people. I would love to know other people's opinions, but I disconnected the comment page on this site because really, even though I say I would love to know, it's like really everything that I post is just more like thought-provoking. If it applies to you, great. If it doesn't, let it fly. If it hits close to home, makes you think about something, lay something that's been bothering you to rest, that's all the better. If it educates, that's all the better. Nothing that I share is intended to hurt anybody. Life's too short for that. It's just a frightening thing, when you think, we send our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren off to school for the day, that they're going to come home safe and tell us about a day that they had, with team sports or what they learned and this and that. But you don't know, if the day will come where you're going to hear about, geez, there was a school shooting. Mom, there was a school shooting. And I was scared. I thought I was never going to see you again. That kind of thing. You don't know. I think people need to talk to their children or grandchildren. We need to educate. We need to talk about safety, various safety measures. Not talking to strangers. Explaining that a stranger is someone we don't know. It's not this scary person out to abduct us, because when I was younger, I think back to what I thought a stranger was. But a stranger is simply somebody you don't know, you don't want to scare children into stereotyping, what a stranger is. You got to talk to children honestly and answer their questions as honestly as you can. People are dying every day because of mass shootings, mass murder, school shootings, terrorist attacks, all these things. Our world is not the same as it was 30 years ago. And, to avoid the subject, to avoid having an honest, open conversation with children could cost them their lives, The schools do their part to educate, but there are many aspects that parents have to sign off on. And, but it's not just the school's responsibility to educate. At the end of the day, it's the parents, the family, grandparents, whatever, what if? What do we do? Let's have a code worked out. If somebody, stops, tries to pick you up, work out a code so the child knows, do not get in the car with this person. Don't put this word stranger in their head where they're thinking some guy, scruggly guy with a beard and this scary thing, because strangers can be the most attractive people, but inside are completely ugly and mean no good, Just thought, it's food for thought to kick out there, because there's a lot going on in this world, and, it's affecting our children, the next generation. And that, my friends, is a big deal.